everyone. I am Liv Testa, ANA's Community Manager, and we are here at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center for World's Fair of Money. We have a completely sold out bourse floor, and we are here showcasing some amazing coins from the Tyrant exhibit, Tyrants of the Nile, and I'm here with Ira Goldberg, who is going to show us some amazing coins today. So yeah, Ira, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Ira Goldberg. I've been a professional numismatist for 60 years, and actually am the third generation in this business. And so, along with my cousin Larry Goldberg, we put on an exhibit. We try to put one on every year, and it's at the ANA. This is our 10th time we've done this for the public. It's purely educational. There's nothing to be sold, and it's really just to educate the public, because the collector who put this collection together loves numismatics and is continuing to build on their collection. So to get started with this exhibit, let me just say that Tyrants of the Nile is all about the various tyrants and kings that struck coins in Egypt. But Egypt is late in the game. Coins were well established both in Asia and in Greece hundreds of years before Egypt decided to make coins. There really wasn't a need to. When you have a civilization that has just two classes of people, you're either an Egyptian, and if you were an Egyptian, you were either a scribe, or you worked with hieroglyphics, or you worked in mathematics, or you worked for the dead or the living, or you were a slave. No other way about it. Money wasn't needed. But by the time the 30th dynasty, which was about 360 BC, came around, there was a King Nektanebo II who decided he wanted to issue a coin. Like all tyrants, he either put his effigy on the coin or he put his name. This time he put his name. On the reverse of the coin is a picture of, in hieroglyphics, it looks like a heart and a lung. And in hieroglyphics, that's his name. So that's the first true Egyptian coin. And from there, we go on to the Greeks, which Egypt became Hellenized, and the classical period of Greek coin starts with a coin of Artaxerxes III, who was a king that defeated the Persians. Egyptian and the Persians did not like each other. So when Alexander the Great came through Egypt, he was welcomed as a king, actually worshipped as a pharaoh. And one of the great rarities in this series is this coin right here, Ptolemy I. Ptolemy I was the general of Alexander the Great, and when his empire was split up, he took over Egypt and that part of the world. And this coin was struck in Memphis. There's one of the great rarities. It's got a prow of a ship, and it's got Alexander the Great on the obverse. And that gold coin is one of the major rarities in this collection. So we continue, and you have various Ptolemies. But these gold coins, which were prizes, this was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Gold has always been important in ancient times. And here's coins of Ptolemy I. Ptolemy II with his sister, who's also his wife. And I mean, look how magnificent a coin is, the high relief. And we go through these various Ptolemaic, and here's the first female, Berenike, stands alone on the coin. So she was quite a beauty. And then we continue to the exhibit, and more coins of the Ptolemies and their offsprings. Probably, I think, one of the most beautiful coins ever made. Arsinoe II Philadelphus, And that's why the city of Philadelphia is named, to come to think of it.
Oh.
City of brotherly love.
Oh, that's cool.
That's right. That was brotherly love. The brother and the sister, and that was Arsinoe II. So we go through the exhibit, and this is Cleopatra VII. Bronze, nothing beautiful about her. Here she is with Mark Antony, and it shows Mark Antony and her on a silver tetradrachm, also struck in Egypt. But it's such an historical coin. This is one of the finest in existence. And this bronze, as ugly as she was, and bronze deteriorates so poorly, you can see by the green corrosion around it. These are two of the finest examples in the world. So, Rome. Octavian defeats Mark Antony at the Battle of Actium, and here you have a Roman coin struck by Octavian in 30 BC, and look what he puts on the reverse, a crocodile. And you have Egypt is captured. Egypto capta. Egypt is captured. So that's a very famous coin. And as we move to the exhibit, one of the things that if you wanted to do business in Egypt, Egypt had heritage laws and signage. You couldn't only could use coins of Egypt. So what Egypt did is she debased her coinage. And the silver coins are not particularly good looking, and they're bill and they're partially silver, and you can see how they deteriorates. But if you get a good one, and there's only very few of the millions that are made are going to have the quality of these. They are important. But you can see from what normal Greek and Roman coins are of the period, how debased these coins are. But there are a few that have historical reverses on them. They'll have the reverse of the zodiac, or they'll have a reverse of the lighthouse in Alexandria. So these coins were struck in Egypt, struck in Alexandria, which was the learning center of the ancient world at the time. So we move through the exhibit. I should point out, here's another coin of Cleopatra. Historically important. First of all, it was struck in Ashkelon. Ashkelon was ancient Judea. Egypt controlled ancient Judea at the time. And there's Cleopatra in all her beauty with that big hooked nose. This is one of only 7 examples known, and this is probably the finest one in existence. So this is a coin that's probably worth $500,000 today. But to talk about beauty and the beast, this being the beast, I have to show you the beauty, and it's my favorite coin of the exhibit. This is a coin of Ptolemy IV, Philopator. He was one of the Ptolemies, but look at the portrait on this coin. Look at the quality. The portrait stands probably 1/4 of an inch above the flam. The mint luster exudes. This is just an unbelievable quality coin, and I bought this coin 30 or 40 years ago, and then actually repurchased it out of an auction years later. But this is the coin that the Tyrant fell in love with, and you can see why. It's one of his favorites and one of mine. So we go back to the exhibit, the main part of this room, and talking about the coin struck in Alexandria. You can see the various kings, but they don't look like the Roman coins, but they are Roman period, because Egypt was a colony of Rome ever since the Battle of Actium. but the coins are debased. This is a good representation. So we move through. Now we come to the late Roman Empire. And you have a coin here of Diocletian. And you have a coin that says ALF. Well, that stands for Alexandria. And this coin was struck in Egypt. So we include that coin. And as we go through the end of the Roman Empire, the Byzantine period starts. And very few coins were struck in Alexandria. But there are a few. Here's a coin of one of the early Byzantine rulers, Justinian I. And there it says Alexandria. Okay? It's Mint of Alexandria in the exergene. That's the line below in the reverse. And then there's another coin of Justin II that we know was struck in Alexandria. And after the fall of the Byzantine Empire and the migration of Germanic tribes into Egypt, Egypt becomes Islamic. And now the coins will no longer have portraits of people. They'll have names of the rulers, and they'll have normal sayings like God is great, God blesses this ruler, maybe the name of the ruler, but you'll have the coins of the various Islamic tribes, but some of them are very important. This collection contains at least one coin of all these important medieval tribes. Again, they don't have the beauty of the Greek coins, but historically are just as important.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ira, for showing us this collection and just giving us a wonderful history lesson.
But I also would be amiss not to say the exhibit, who actually puts this together. The coins, yes, I did help with the collecting, but the exhibit itself is done by Vera and by Drew. They spent at least 10 hours putting this exhibit together and another 10 hours to break it down. And that's all at no expense to the ANA.
Yeah, well, it certainly is beautiful. So they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I want to thank them too.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so we are here at World's Fair of Money at the Donald E. Stephens Convention Center. Please stop by the Tyrants Collection if you are with us. If not, you can check it out. Tell us what happens next with this collection. If those who are interested in checking it out may not be able to see it, will they get the chance to see it?
No.
No, this is it.
Well, no, actually, there is a book. We put out a book of each of these exhibits.
Okay.
I should talk about it. And it details every coin and every story behind it. And we only print a few hundred of them.
Okay.
And if they go, we have the Tyrant has a website, and I think the book sells for $10. I'm sure the book costs hundreds to produce, but we do put out a book, and I'll give you a copy of that, okay?
Sounds good. Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll get the book, and thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.